I'm just trying to stop laughing.
Kelsey, did you literally go, gee?
Hidey ho, Neighborinos. And welcome to the Boondoggle podcast, where we waste your time and yours.
What? We waste your time and yours.
We waste all your time.
It's perfect. Keep going. What's your name?
Who are you?
What's your name?
I'm Rebecca. I have a purple background, and I make mistakes.
Who's everybody else?
Hidey ho, Neighborinos.
Jesus.
Someone just said Jesus.
I did.
FYI, I am crying.
Me too. No, this is perfect. Keep going.
Hey y'all, I'm Kelsey. I have a green background.
Hi. I'm Michelle, and I have yellow behind me.
I thought you were gonna say I had yellow behind.
That too.
I'm Lindsay, and I go, wah.
What color's your
What
background?
color? What color is the wah?
Just blue.
Okay. Oh my god.
I'm sorry.
No, don't be. I like it.
It literally does not help that we were laughing before we started this.
Yeah.
I had to try and compose myself to say that because we were laughing. And it
Posing
didn't,
yourself to say Hidey ho, Neighborinos.
it didn't completely work, obviously.
Nothing works as to plan. It is the
So
tradition of this podcast.
Okay, so that was like probably the best introduction we've done so far. Like, I don't even know how to move on from that.
So,
So,
internet stuff.
A lot of people have probably heard about Bee and Puppycat. If you haven't, it's a super cool thing that, who's doing it? Cartoon Hangover?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's a little mini web series type thing.
It's like a 10-minute web series when you put the two parts together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, okay, I'm gonna start off by saying that when I first watched it, and every time I watch it, I think of how this would be something that if Kelsey were to ever write anything...
I know, right?
It would be. It's the sad
The
thing
main-
that you're like,
The main character reminds me so much of you, Kelsey. I don't even... like, every time.
Like, especially when she does, you took too long. Now your candy's gone. That's
This
what
what
happened.
oh my god.
And then just, like, leaves the room.
Oh,
I feel really honored right now.
you should be.
You are B. You're welcome.
You're gonna get me a purple wig.
She has brown hair. In the dream sequence thing, she has purple hair.
That's what I meant. My hair's close enough to brown already for that.
You're gonna cosplay as, Dream State B.
Yes.
That would actually be pretty cool.
That would,
Except for
and then you could put little cat heads in your hair.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That would be so freaking cute.
Who is it?
But instead
Ta-da.
they would be like little cat, like, what are they, like clips, hair clips?
Yeah.
That'd be so fucking cute. Oh my god. Okay, so guess what you're doing now, Kelsey? You have no cat.
I'll cosplay as Puppycat if you cosplay as Bee.
Lindsay, you have to make me the hair clips.
Okay.
Feel the pressure.
Oh no.
So, anybody want to explain what exactly Bee and Puppycat is about?
Bee and Puppycat was created by an Adventure Time person.
Yep.
Her name is Natasha.
She does a lot of the Marceline and Princess Bubblegum comics.
And she was the initial person who made the designs for Fiona and Cake. And all the gender bends, basically.
So the show's like, it's kind of like Adventure Time, but a little bit different, too. We don't have much of a story to go on so far.
Yeah.
Like, we have the basic summary.
I don't even know if they are going to continue this. Like, are they?
They should be.
I really hope that they do.
Because we weren't
don't
really
want
given
it to end.
we weren't really given a clarification on if they were like doing it. It was just a short.
Yeah. Maybe
so,
they'll
like,
have a Kickstarter or something.
That would be pretty cool, but because she's working on Adventure Time most of all, and then like the comics as well.
Yeah.
Like, it would be cool if like they went through and did a Kickstarter, but like
yeah. But
the
like,
story. Okay, go ahead.
Sorry, they've set it up so well to continue. It can't just end like that.
Yeah, I hope that even if it is a short, like, has 5 parts or whatever, I hope that there's, like, conclusion or something, where it's not just left off.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because, like, I listened to an interview that she did, and, like, originally she had went to Cartoon Network to see if she could get the short put on, because, like, Adventure Time episodes are, like, 11 minutes long, and together, Bee and Puppycat is, like, almost 11, but they said, oh no, that's not really what we're going towards or something like that. And then they said, and then like the next day or something or later in the evening, they were like, hey, you want to put it on our YouTube one though? And she was like, it's a start. I'll try and find that interview because it was actually very interesting on like how she thought of like how to make this and like all that fun stuff that we love.
Yeah, I'm always interested to see, like, hear about how people come up with things or how they're, like, gonna make things.
Yeah.
I think she said this was heavily influenced by Sailor Moon and, like, Magical Girls.
Oh my god.
She was like, I love
better.
Sailor Moon and Magical Girls, and I'm like, I love you. Adorable little girl, woman, person, you.
Girl, woman, person.
The story is like Bee, which is like the main character, is like out of a job, and so she goes around like trying to like get a job, and she has the neighbor or whatever. I think Decker or whatever that she likes, and gives him ice for an accident. And she finds on the way from like her job that she lost, which was like a waitress or something. She finds
at a pet shop.
No, that was another job from before that she lost. She goes through jobs a lot, basically, is the thing they're trying to get across. And like she finds Puppycat on the street, or not on the street, like descends from the sky and like
a magical
lands
portal.
Yes.
Magic portal opens up in the sky.
And she's like, oh, a cat or a puppy? Because she's not sure which one it's supposed to be. And so she like takes it home, and then what is it? Puppycat gets like a letter.
Mm-hmm.
And they go to Fishbowl Space.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so they kind of go on, it seems like it would set up for them going on adventures together, is
So
what
like different
it seems like.
spaces.
Yeah.
As like her job, because it was like a temp agency or something. No. What was it?
Well, it's funny because she went to the temp agency, and then like whenever they go into like the sort of space area, it's also like a temp job, so it's like this puppycat can get a job, but you can't. There's a problem here.
But she, like, helps Puppycat with his job,
Mhm.
so she gets stuff out of it.
Stuff.
Yeah.
Stuff.
Ching, ching.
I love Puppycat so much because
I know.
I loved him anyways because he's like a little cat puppy thing. But
Yeah.
then he
The
started
combination of
speaking.
two cute.
The speaking was great.
That's like the cutest thing in the world.
They took, like, a Vocaloid
Yeah,
Really?
it's,
and, like, put, like, gibberish or whatever. So that
I
wasn't
know
actually
which
words.
Vocaloid it was. It's like Oliver or something. It's like
my
this
Yeah,
kid
it was
with
like an
eye
English
patch.
one, I think.
I thought it sounded like
thought
familiar
of
in
it-
that sense.
I thought of it like that. I was like, I think that's a Vocaloid. And then it, like, got confirmed on Tumblr a few times. So, like, yeah, it's a Vocaloid. It's this Vocaloid, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah,
And
because
I'm like, I knew it. Especially when
Oh.
there's a song. Sorry.
Well, I was
Especially
just gonna say that, like, in her interview, she does say that it is a Vocaloid, and she specifies which one it is.
Yeah.
And it was, like, released right after the second part came out. Like, that interview. I was like, well, another thing to watch. But anyway, go on.
I was just saying, there's, like, the first episode, he just kind of, like, is speaking, like, cat, puppy, gibberish. And it's like,
Oh my god, you do not know how freaking cute that was. I was like, oh my god, I can't handle it.
that was, like, my favorite part is whenever he, like, repeats the same sound over and over again. So it's like,
translated to why not?
yeah, and then he does, like, a song, and, like, right before he does the song, it's like, ah!
Yeah, which is
So,
supposed
like,
to be
a lower-
ugh.
It was like a ga before he starts.
That song was I love that song though.
I
Me
really
too.
do.
Oh, frig. I want them to do
And-
more of those things.
And somebody pointed out, I think it was who pointed it out, that it ends kind of like at the climax of the song, so it leaves you like, what?
I don't know.
Multiple
They keep
people have
it.
pointed it out, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know a specific person if you're referring to a specific person. But yeah,
And
it
you're
ends
from
It kind of ends abruptly, and you're like, I want to know more.
yeah, I was like, I knew there was something bothering me about that
Mhm.
song. Because I was like, and?
It's like, what happened? What happened? And you start, like, shaking your computer, like, give me answers.
other things floating around on the internet. What are other things floating around on the internet, guys?
There was a Legend of Zelda.
Legend of Zelda.
I make mistakes.
She is a human being.
Okay, I'll talk about this. Anyway, there's a Legend of Korra kind of like, it's like a web short, and it's also like a behind, not behind the scenes, a backstory thing to Mako and Bolin. First of all,
They see me
It's-
bowling.
I kind of had like a brain fart. I was like, wait, what am I gonna say? I wasn't prepared for this. I just kind of took it. But anyway, the art style is cool. I like it.
I really like the art style. It's fun.
I
only thing
is how many parts are out? Because I only watched the first part.
There's only the one part out so
Okay,
far.
good. Good.
I haven't seen it.
What?
I went to the link and it wasn't there.
Oh.
There's 2 links that I posted.
Don't go to the Nick link because unless you live in the United States,
I didn't go to that one though.
It might have been
You
taken down.
It was.
Yeah.
it probably
Uh,
was.
We'll find it after.
Yes.
Somewhere on YouTube, we'll find it.
Yeah, it's been removed.
Yeah, but like,
At least I got to watch it before.
yeah, same here. It's like I was so angry beforehand
Dropping it
because I
in.
couldn't watch it because apparently we're not in the same region as the United States. Though I went and I researched, and we technically are, but the U.S. is basically just cock blocking us for videos.
We had
Yeah.
the same type of DVDs.
I know, right? Yeah.
What?
What?
You know how
Okay.
there's like regions for DVDs? We get the same ones as the US.
Yeah.
Oh,
it
yeah.
was like, yeah, it was just really dumb, and I got really angry at it. I'm like, we touch. Our borders touch. We're the same
We
goddamn
touch.
region.
We just
We
touched.
just touched.
Awkwardly. Okay, but yeah, I've had that problem in the past with, I think, something from Avatar: The Last Airbender,
Yeah,
that
it's
it
on Nick
region
Dog.
blocked me, and I was like, what? That's like right here. Why?
You're just below us. Come on. Seriously?
So
Come on.
stupid.
That actually, you know how they were putting episodes of Legend of Korra up on the Nick site or whatever?
Yeah.
I watched all of them there except for the last one, and then it decided to region block me. And I was like, are you kidding?
Oh my god.
I think I remember you saying that. You
I
were
was
like,
really angry, so I had to go
You-
and watch it somewhere else.
I think you asked me where I was watching it, but then I was like, oh, I watched a stream, so.
I ended up just waiting for it to be uploaded on a Canadian site, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I
That's
don't
generally
remember.
how you have to.
Did we say that was like about when they're kids on the streets, or
Well,
We
I
said it was
say
backstory. We'll just keep it
Well,
at backstory, because if they can watch it, then we'll leave it at
Yeah.
that.
because it's
Well,
only like
it says
5
like in the
minutes.
description that it's just like when they're kids and they're on the street, and that's all really. So
Yeah, the art style is cool. You should watch it if you can watch it, and
Yeah.
you're not region blocked.
or
Like
you're
us.
sneaky.
Or you're sneaky.
But I'm not promoting being sneaky. I'm just saying you are sneaky.
Sneaky people are cool, if you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
Wink, wink.
Nudge, nudge.
Also related to the Legend of Korra short little thingy thing is that the Legend of Korra Book 2 now has a release date and, I guess, a trailer?
hmm
I watched the trailer.
Which was also up on Nick, and you can watch it if you're in Canada. And you had to be wink sneaky to find another one.
You mean YouTube? Wink.
Shut
You know
up.
my But yeah, it's there was one part in the trailer that made me laugh where, because there was a video before where it showed little parts of like the first episode, and it showed Mako,
Mhm.
and he like caught some people because he's like police.
Oh, I know what you're talking about now. I know what part.
And he says like a one-liner, and then Cora's like, in the trailer, she's like, do you have them like already like made up in your head or something? He's like, oh yeah, I got like a list written down. I'm like, you have a list of one-liners.
Yeah. He practices them before he goes out on the road. Okay, let's see. We'll go with this one today.
I'm
That's
like, you just got some redemption points for that, Mako.
Not many, but some.
You got like 2, which doesn't count for much.
2, which still leaves you at negative 35.
But yeah, did
Where's
we
the piece of dick?
say what the release date is?
No, it is September 13th.
Ooh.
Of
So,
this
like,
year, right?
Soon.
No, 2 years from now.
Shut up.
Negative 35 years from now. Yeah, this coming September 13th is when it starts up again.
When I'm in
Yes, yes, yes.
school, yeah.
When we're in school.
Something that I can procrastinate with. Yay! Looking forward to that.
Oh my god.
It's gonna mess us all up.
I always try to be prepared with school, and I'm like, okay, this time I am not going to
It never
procrastinate.
happens.
Every year, my procrastination gets worse, and I am
Oh.
hoping. I'm
Why
hoping.
Is it? Why is it that I'm the only one who hasn't procrastinated during school yet? And I procrastinate.
Procrastinating is like a serious problem, man.
It is.
But-
I'm laughing about it, but I'm not even kidding. It
sucks.
it
Yeah,
sucks so
because-
bad.
Because, like, I'm pretty sure throughout all of high school, you guys didn't procrastinate that much. But I procrastinated a shit ton. And now, when I'm in college, I'm, like, not procrastinating. And you guys are like, I'll do it in, like, 5 hours from now. It's fine.
No, it's more like you set a goal and you're like, I'll start this at 7. And then you look at the clock, it's 7:05, and you're like, no, I missed it. I'll start it at 8.
That's
Oh my
me!
God.
That happens to me all the time. And I'm
Why
like,
do you
oh,
have to do
I'll just
that?
watch this like one video, and then I go watch that video, and I was like, oh, there's another video right after it, and then watch that, and I'm like, crap.
And all of a sudden it's 1 a.m. and you're like, oh my god, no, this is
And it's-
tomorrow.
It's for my work too. It's not even that like I procrastinate a lot or anything. It's just that I have so much to do.
Yeah, it's a thing that you
And
think
it's
about
like,
it all, and it's so daunting that you just stay away from it, which is worse, because then it's more.
I know that.
It's also like, even when I feel like I accomplished something, it hasn't even like dented some of my work.
Yeah.
Even if I spent like hours doing it, I'm like,
A lot of
Yeah,
the time, you know, I like get rough work done and I'm like, yeah, it won't be so bad. And then I get to the actual thing that I have to write or whatever. And I think, oh, this will never be, like, I'm never going to write this as well as I want to. I can't do it right. So why start it yet?
You guys are gonna have to be really good this year if we want to at least try and keep this up.
Yeah, I'm
gonna
hoping that this will
spending-
help, but
yeah,
having something structured.
yeah, I'm
Mhm.
gonna be spending probably a lot of my time at school because now I can just like go there without a bus ride.
My problem is that I don't work well at school. So
yeah, no, I agree with
it's-
that. Too
I
many
go to
distractions.
school, and if we're doing like in-class work, I don't get anything done because I can't work in that kind of environment because people are watching me work and people are
Yes.
talking, and I can't deal with that. Like, in high school, I did procrastinate on stuff. It just was never as bad because I could procrastinate on a huge essay, and because I really like writing and I'm good at writing for specific teachers and stuff, I can just do it in like a couple seconds and it's it's done.
That
I don't think a
an
couple of-
exaggeration.
That's a little bit of an exaggeration.
That's the use of hyperbole to make a point.
I can get a major essay done in a couple of hours if I want to,
So can I, apparently.
if I know about the subject. If I know
Yeah.
nothing about the subject, I'd have to take longer to look at it. But now, because with what I do, which is studying graphic design, it's a lot different than writing. So
Isn't there like zero writing? I've had to I've had to write one thing, and it wasn't even for graphic design. It was for Greek mythology.
I miss writing, to be
I
honest.
don't.
I suck at
you're
writing. so I'm
you're
not-
still writing.
Yeah.
You
The
probably
thing
miss art.
Yes, I do. And I'm not even good at art.
It's just something to do.
It was more fun because I liked doing the painting bits and stuff. And now it's like always writing and I have to read a ton of scholarly articles and it's boring. And, you know, I get a good grasp on things, but then I just don't want to write it.
Yeah.
Because you usually hate it, right? Like the
Yeah.
topic or whatever.
Well, it's not even that. Like, even if I hate something, I can still get it done. It's just that I never think I'm gonna write it as well as I do. Like, I have it all planned out in my head, and then I'm like, oh crap, what am I trying to write? How do you paragraph?
How do you
It's like writing an essay on an exam. You're like, oh my god, I just forgot everything about that book or movie or whatever. Oh my god, did we
Yes.
even watch it? Did I read that?
Since we're already on the topic of school, why don't we go ahead and talk about school? Because school is coming up pretty much super
Yeah.
soon for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
September 3rd for us.
Apparently not as soon as Americans have to.
No, Americans start this week.
I didn't know
I
that.
think in Quebec or somewhere, some province, they start earlier too.
Hmm.
I know that universities, or at least Nipissing, starts later than
But that's
we do.
Well, technically they
Because
start
they take
the
off
same
for
time.
Rosh Week.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. They technically they go back to school the same day we do, but they take a week off for frosh.
I don't know
Yeah.
if that happens at mine. I think I have no idea when I start school. I should probably look that up.
Weren't you
But
supposed to check that last night?
yeah, I didn't. So, but I think frosh week at my university at least is the week before school starts.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
that's
mine is
probably
too.
that's here too, but frosh is when we start, but they start a week later. So
I think I start on
frosh
September
is
3rd
week.
though.
Really?
We have
Yeah,
orientation.
like I think my actual classes start.
Well, that's smarter than what
Yeah,
here
and then the
does.
week before that is
Well,
frosh or whatever, I think.
well, Michelle, it's kind of stupid because like our school, like it still has classes on while like frosh week is going on, and like they expect you to not only go to class but like participate in frosh, and it's really weird. So
Yeah, that's
That's
Canador, but Nipissing
Mhm.
doesn't do that. They have it off.
yeah, like pretty much like my first year there was like no one in my morning classes because they were all sleeping in from the other day of frosh or whatever, and I'm like, well, my classes are small. It's like add the week after. Oh fuck, it's big again. No.
Did any of us
Oh.
do frosh?
No.
No.
I didn't. My mom wanted
have
me to until like my mom was asked like my first year, she was like, you should do frosh, and I was like, now I hate people. Nah. And then this year she was like, oh, do you want to do frosh? I'm like, do you want to pay $100 for it? She was like, oh fuck no, I do not want to pay any more money to this goddamn school. I was like, we're in agreement then.
Yeah, we don't have frosh week. We have like an orientation week. So there's like each day has like a thing to do. And like the Friday is like a free movie night, which is like Star Trek Into Darkness. And I'm like, how the hell do you even get new movies like that? And
They probably have like an agreement with like a movie theater or something.
Probably.
Probably.
but
I would
and
only
then
imagine that.
the whole week is like us getting set up for school. So like getting our cards and stuff like that and learning how to use Blackboard and stuff like that. But you don't have to go if you don't
Blackboard?
want to.
What?
Yeah, it's a website app sort of thing.
Oh, is it like the thing that your school uses or whatever?
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
so that's what we do. So I have
That's
to
really-
go there to get my stuff and then leave.
No, but that's like really weird how you can't get like your student card or anything before you start school, like even a week earlier.
You can't because
That's
I don't
weird.
know, they do that at my school too. You get it like I don't know, a day or two before school starts.
Yeah,
We could pick ours up on the 3rd
But-
of August.
because they
Actually,
take
no.
your-
My student card lasts the entire time that I'm in university. I don't have to switch it. What I do have to do is go and get my my bus pass, which is supplied by
Yeah.
the school or whatever. So I have to go and get that like a few days before school starts so that I can actually take the bus.
Mm.
I don't need a bus pass this year because I'm in walking distance. Yay!
That's good
That is
though.
good.
Because like last year it was cheaper for me to get bus passes each month. Like you guys are lucky. You guys get like a university kind of pass where for the whole year you can take the buses. My school doesn't have that because they like the time like when I went into it, that's when they like stopped or something.
My tuition
And-
gets boosted because of it though.
Yeah, but I'd rather that because I'd
Yeah.
be paying for it anyway. So
It's nice not to have to get it every month.
because every month last year it cost me like $75. This year it would have cost me like $90
Yeah, the price.
because I am a quote adult unquote, even though technically I am going to school, therefore I should have a student pass, not an adult pass. But now I don't have to.
That
take
is
the
the stupidest thing.
I
that-
know.
Like, I...
But-
Ugh.
Like, I
Go
can
ahead.
understand why they've done that, because there's especially in Algonquin, there's probably a lot of older, adults who are going back, and then they're like, oh, well, they're technically adults, but they're coming back, sort of
But
things.
I think the student pass should be allowed for full-time students.
Yeah,
Even
yeah,
if
yeah.
you're overage, because then you're using the bus, like you have a need to be met.
Mhm.
Whereas if it was
Or
just like me,
they should have a college pass instead of student pass. They should have then college pass.
Oh, yeah, because isn't
Well,
that what ours is?
the bus line has student passes. We don't actually have a bus pass.
Yeah, I know. They should have the bus lines should have
Oh.
college passes.
That
So
would make things easier.
yeah, it would. Because then you could buy it, and it could be for
And you just have to prove that you're
term.
in college or
Yeah.
whatever.
bring in proof of enrollment and do it that way. That would be a lot easier. Our school has bus passes built into our student cards, so it's in the cost of our
basically just-
tuition, but it's
Yeah, and it's
really
not
worth
like
it.
it's not like we have to swipe anything. We basically just have to show them and then walk away.
Yeah,
Be like,
that's it.
yep, I'm a student.
That's all I have to do too.
Yeah, you don't
Yeah.
have to swipe. You have to swipe with a pay card if you have a pay card, which is just a card that has, it's like
Money
a
in it.
debit card that you just put money
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
And it's a little bit cheaper, stuff like that.
Uh,
But the rest of the time you just show the bus driver and you get on. But yeah, I don't have to do that because I can just walk.
I know that
Okay.
when I
Oh.
move down there, we have to live near the school because I don't want to have to pay that much for busing every month.
Mhm.
No,
Yeah,
no, you
like
don't.
when I was living in Res is literally at the bottom of the hill that the college is on, and I was still like, yeah, I'm not gonna walk to school because they call that the suicide rape trail, and I'm not gonna take my chances.
They literally call it that.
Yep. My RA said that straight to me. She's like, oh yeah, whenever you're going down the rape trail, always have someone with you. And I'm like, yeah, gee, thanks. First year, I'm terrified. Awesome.
At least she didn't tell you, oh no, it's fine, go down that way.
Yeah,
Bring-
true that.
Are
Bring
we
your
allowed to?
wallet full of money and go.
Are we
and
allowed
then
to
you'll
carry
be
tasers?
Oh, but
okay. I don't think so.
We should be allowed
no,
to
like
carry
another
tasers.
where the residence is, it's right near a hospital, and they don't have a mental ward anymore. So like, just crazy people walk around. And there was a very crazy lady out and about, apparently around Res. And it wasn't until like they found her that my roommate was like, "Oh, by the way, you should lock this door at all time, like your bedroom door, because there's like always crazy people getting out and into the front of Res." And I'm like, "You didn't tell me this. Why didn't you text me this? You have my number, you bitch."
Yeah,
And I was
that's-
terrified and all by myself, and I didn't lock my bedroom door.
Actually, didn't you post about that on Tumblr?
Yeah, I did.
I thought so. I remember that.
Yeah, back in the day. Back in the day when I enjoyed Res.
Quote, enjoyed.
Yeah.
But yeah, is everybody excited for school? Or
I am.
nervous for school.
I'm excited and extremely, extremely nervous
As am I.
because all the work I did last year
get
is
Friday.
apparently nothing compared to the work I'm going to have to do this year.
Yeah,
Uh,
because you're.
That's what you take.
Can I say what you're taking? Are you?
Yeah.
Is everybody okay? I don't even know what Kelsey's taking.
Oh!
Something sociology, some shit.
I never know what to say what what you're taking because my mom will ask and I'm like, I don't know. She's in the
Sorry.
universities
That's a
studying
school.
people and minds and stuff.
That is exactly it.
Basically.
Yep.
So to clarify, Michelle and I are in graphic design. Rebecca is in animation.
I
Yes.
will be next year.
Yeah, next year. She was in pre-animation the year before. And Kelsey, what the fuck are you in?
You're
I study people and minds and stuff.
It's sociology, right? You're taking a
Yeah.
sociology course? Okay.
Okay, now you know what to tell your mom.
Yeah. I like, okay, I don't actually say, like, people and minds and stuff. I say sociology, but I'm like, I don't know if that's the
I hate it whenever people ask me and they're like, hey, what are you going to do with that? I'm like, well, you know what? I don't know.
Or I'll
will
I'll
find
tell
that out.
people that I'm studying graphic design and they're like, oh, cool, so you're gonna, like, you know, work for a design place or whatever, and I'm like, probably not. I don't,
You know what's annoying? Every time I say, oh, I'm a graphic designer, everyone automatically assumes, oh, so you're gonna work for Disney. I'm like,
what?
That's not
Wait!
the same thing. See, people
I've
should
never
be
heard
saying
that.
that to me, not you.
Yeah. No, all of my relatives say that to me, and I'm like, do you even know what graphic design is?
Clearly not. That's
Not Disney related.
I've never heard anybody
Whatever
say
way-
that.
Unless I'm making an advertisement for them, which I'm pretty sure they have like a shit ton of people to do that for them. Just saying.
Yeah.
And I quite frankly want to stay in Canada for free healthcare. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Love me some Canada.
Sometimes it doesn't quite hit me how much, like, higher education is in America either,
I know.
It's insane.
compared to us.
Because
Because I'm in a really good program. Like, my program is considered a good program.
like, highly
and-
regarded.
Yeah. And it does not cost nearly as much as, like, big universities.
I don't understand how that works because our college tuitions and stuff, it's still a lot for us. And
Yeah.
generally people still end up in debt. But our economy's that different that in the United
know.
States it costs that much. 'Cause I'll say for me, my tuition every year costs about between $4,000 and $5,000. Like, that's
Yeah, that's
not a
about
lot.
that.
But,
No.
and in the States, it's like, 50,000. What?
I'm like, who even has the means to pay for that?
Yeah, that,
Nobody. That's why they're all in debt.
oh.
I was gonna say people who take out a shit ton of loans.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would have
Which is
to.
basically it.
Yeah.
And then, like, even in Canada, people are still paying off student loans,
Yeah.
like, in their 30s, and we don't have to pay as much.
I've been staying on top of my loans, so I'm currently debt free. I'm going to be in debt, but I mean, currently debt free.
As of right now.
Yeah. That just amazes me how much people have to pay there.
I'm really sad because this year my tuition went up a lot.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah, by about 3,000.
oh my
What?
god.
Is it like, did your program
crap.
overall tuition go up, or is it just for this year it went up?
Because last year I got in, and I don't know if it's called a bursary, but I had a high enough average that some of my tuition
Oh, yeah, I got
was
that.
lowered,
Okay.
you know?
Mm.
But because,
So it's like a scholarship.
Yeah.
yeah, but like, in order to keep that, I would have had to keep all of my grades above like a 90.
Oh my
Oh,
goodness.
yeah.
So
Right.
I ended up losing it. And now I have to pay a ton more, and I'm not happy at all.
Yeah, the whole reason that I'm not in debt right now is because a lot of my schooling was paid through bursaries and scholarships from high school. So
I only got
that's-
one.
Oh. I got a
I think
few.
I got two, but it wasn't very much.
I didn't really apply for any though, I forgot.
I didn't either.
Because, you know, we had spares and stuff, and I missed the announcement.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, right. I
So-
applied for legitimately all. Anything
Yeah.
that I could. Even if I thought that I couldn't, I was like, I'm gonna do it
Yeah,
anyway.
I
Progress.
remember you doing that because we were sitting with you at lunch and you were the only one doing it because you left high school.
Yeah,
Hmm?
I left high school a year earlier than you guys, which
Yeah.
they
The rest-
stayed an
The
extra
rest
year.
of us took a
I
we
did.
took a victory lap.
Yeah, I didn't
Basically
like.
bullshit.
I didn't skip a grade. I
She's not that
left.
smart now. Don't
Uh,
listen to her. She'll trick you.
I remember us we stayed the extra year and like accidentally took photography again.
How did
It was called
But it was actually
media
better
arts.
than the first time we took it.
Oh yeah, now I remember.
Yeah. It was called media arts, but it was a
Yeah,
lie.
they tricked us. My guidance counselor tricked
Yeah,
me by saying it was one thing, and then when I got there, it was photography.
another. But the nice thing was it was back to back with our morning art class, so we could like just stay in the one room and have our table and be like, "You fuckers better not come near this table. It's ours."
I remember coming and visiting you guys, and like I walked in and it was a different art teacher, and she like looked at me like, "Who are you?"
Who are you? I'm pretty sure we've talked about this before.
And I was like, "I've been in this room for 4 years." So- I want the
I did
place.
4 years of it.
Probably a big shock to your system seeing how it was all switched around.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
there
was.
was,
There was a
like,
friggin'
this
Value
couch.
Village couches.
That was really weird, honestly.
All the kids that didn't care ended up like sitting back there all the time and didn't do like any work.
hmm
They'd
So,
scare you down. It was weird.
pro tip for
Yeah.
teachers: don't put couches in your classrooms if you teach high school, because kids will sit there if they don't want to do anything.
Yes.
But cool kids like us will only go there on like breaks and stuff.
Yeah.
Because we were
Oh, shit.
allowed.
Because we would hang out in the art room as like a thing during lunches or breaks or whatever.
On our
Since it
stairs.
was our last year.
I half expected you to say as friends. I was like,
As friends.
wait, that needs clarifying.
Frenemies.
But yeah, we would hang out in the art room. We were allowed. I'm pretty sure a lot of the other ones weren't allowed.
Yeah, but that's just because
It's
they,
kind
I think,
there were people
our
that were actually
teacher-
like tearing apart the couch and stuff.
yeah,
Yeah.
like, I solely think it was because we had one seniority and then two, the other kids were shits, little shits. That's
I mean,
what they
not
were.
all of them were,
We-
but
We also like our teacher also liked us
Yes.
because we weren't little shits. And we talked to her and we had conversations with her.
our
She was
bad
really nice.
behavior was
I really
like,
liked her. She
our
was, like,
bad
my favorite
behavior
teacher.
was like bursting into song during
Yeah.
the middle of class.
That's lit. I think back on high school, and all I remember is singing.
That's all we did.
And
we're legitimately
We
in a high
sang
school musical.
so much.
Not
We would
even
keep
an
this-
exaggeration. We would burst out into song all the time. We would sing at lunch. We would sing in the art room. We would. Okay, I don't think did. We ever
We would
sing in the
vote
halls?
a lot too. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we did.
Did we ever sing what?
In the halls.
In the
Yeah.
halls? Yeah.
Yeah.
Whenever
I
we
think one of our favorite things to sing was Baby Got Back.
yeah. I know all the lyrics to that. I should, but I do.
Lean on me when
That,
you're
yeah.
not strong.
I was like-
me.
Filled Me Up Buttercup was one.
That was the best.
And like the moon landing song, which it doesn't even have lyrics. The,
And whatever that song is from the Muppets.
The Muppet song. Oh.
Oh. Ba-na-na-na-da-na-na-na. That
Oh
one.
god.
We were so lame, but it's cool. It's cool.
We were fun lame.
Yes.
We entertained ourselves. That's basically what happened.
That's what you have to do in high school.
High
Yep,
school was
especially in
like
our high school.
high school was kind of the funnest years of my life. Not like taking the classes, but just I don't know.
Hanging out.
Yeah, basically.
It was
Obviously-
fun.
Obviously, we were pretty funny back then because our humor hasn't really changed,
No, really.
and people apparently call us funny now. So
Yeah, like people in high school didn't even know. Actually, I'm pretty sure that whenever we would actually speak and say something funny in high school,
they're
people would be
like,
like, "Hey, what the heck? You're funny."
Yeah.
It'd be like,
But-
yeah.
The problem is that we usually just didn't talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We would talk to ourselves. Like,
Yeah, we would
each
talk
other.
amongst. We would talk
We
amongst ourselves, and then it's like sometimes I swear to God, people would just listen in on our conversations because half the time we were
Probably.
talking about nonsense.
Sometimes they did in homeroom. I saw the person that sat in front of me snickering once. And I was like, oh.
Yeah, that was whenever you sat. We were in a line, right? It went
Michelle,
You-
you, me, I think.
yes,
Yes.
yes.
There's a story that always comes up in my mind and that we usually always like laugh about when we talk about art class in high school. And it's that one time when that girl came up to me and asked, like, do you like have a red pen?
That was
And
me.
that was the what?
That was me. She came up to me.
Wasn't it in
No,
French
she
class?
like no, it was art class.
Oh, it was
She
art class.
asked. I thought she asked me for the
Oh.
red pen, and she went up to you after.
Yeah, Kate, maybe she did.
Okay, what happened was she came up to me, and she was like, do you like have a red pen? And I was like, no, but I have this blue pen. And then she was like, okay.
And she turned to
Pen.
me.
She took the pen. She left. She returned, like, literally not even a minute later, put the pen down on my desk area, and she was like, don't want it. Sort of thing. And then right next to me is Michelle, and she literally takes, like, 2 steps to the left and starts asking Michelle. She's like, do you, like, have a red pen?
I remember this so well because she asked me that, and I'll explain my thought process as this was going on before I explain how it was actually said and, like, what I did. But I was like, okay, I know the contents of my pencil case. I know that I do not have a red pen, so I am going to tell her such. And it came out as me being like, no. Like, and she was like, did she ask, are you sure?
Yeah, she was like, are you sure?
And I was like, yeah. But I, like,
And then she was like, okay. And then she, like, walked away.
she
I'm
looked
"What
like,
was that?"
she was looking at me weird, like, really offended and stuff, and I didn't even realize I'd done anything wrong. I thought I just said it like, no, I'm sorry, I don't have it, but I was just like, no.
Pretty sure I was sitting near you guys, and I was just kind of laughing the whole time because I didn't have a pencil case with me.
Was that first
I just saw
year?
all of this go on.
And you
Was
might
that-
think that I'm
That
being
was,
mean, and I'm exaggerating the way she said it by saying, like, giving her that voice. But
she
that was
spoke like that.
literally how she
She
spoke.
did.
Which
And
I'm
how
gonna
she said it.
I'm gonna say that the person who did this, like, she does speak like that, and that situation was weird, but she was actually really nice anytime
Yeah,
I
she
spoke
was.
to her.
Yeah.
She's really nice, but she talks like that.
Yeah. She's,
And then you're like, you get thrown off by it.
yeah, she's like a really cute person, and she's nice to talk to, and she'll ask how you are. But anyway. Okay.
You know what wasn't so cute?
What?
In high school in art class, I think it might have been that same year, I don't know, but someone came up to me and they were like, hey, do you have a pencil, can I borrow it? And I was like, I mean, yeah, I do. So I gave them a pencil, and then they turned and they flung it across the room at one of their friends. And
Oh, I
was like,
remember
Oh
that.
my
What?
god.
what the heck just happened? And then
My
they never gave me the
pencil.
pencil back.
People used to, like, steal things, like erasers and stuff, from our pencil cases and other people's pencil cases, and, like, tear them apart or flip them across the room and do really stupid stuff with them, and it was really annoying.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't even usually like they'd ask you for it and then they'd fling
They'd
it.
just
What they
take
would
it.
usually do would open your pencil case, even if it was like under a binder or under your coat or something, and they would take an eraser and start flinging it across the room, and you'd be like, "Hey, that's my freaking eraser!"
Yeah, in Kelsey's situation, the guy was being all polite and stuff, asking.
Yeah, man, can I have that pillow? And you were like, my pillow? And I was like, no, the one behind you. And you're like, freaking no.
no. I remember laughing about that because you guys, Lindsay and Rebecca, were like setting up a game or whatever, and Kelsey and I were just like lying next to each other, and we kept repeating that, and I don't.
We were just like, hey, do you have a pillow?
Oh my god.
Can you imagine if we were car dictionaries?
I was trying to say, can you imagine if we recorded that moment? And instead, I just completely had to
We're car in there.
I completely forgot how to speak, and I was like, hey, can you imagine if we recorded?
That just reminded me, did we ever, like, tell the story of our media teacher having, like, a spaz attack in the hallway? I feel the need to tell that, even if we, like, might have said it before. So we used to sit out in the hallway during lunch. We were up against the wall, and it's by the cafeteria, and our teacher walks out with, like, fries and a plastic wrapped sandwich on a plate, like
On like a paper plate.
on a paper plate,
Yes.
and then right in front of us, out of nowhere, you just see his hands start to shake and his eyes start to widen,
And fries
his
went
arm
every.
flings everywhere. And the fries went everywhere. The plate fell down. The sandwich rolled across the floor. And he was like, oh no. And it was like right in front of us, and we started laughing so hard. And I was like, at least your sandwich is okay. I was like, I was like, what even happened? He's like, I don't know. My arm just kind of like went. And it wasn't just like a regular, like, oh, my hand just kind of went, whoops, and it fell off. I mean, his whole arm.
He was having like a seizure.
Spasm.
Yeah, it was like, that probably one of the funniest moments.
It
Not
was.
gonna lie. But well, okay, moving away from school, because yeah, Plants vs Zombies 2 was a thing that was released.
Yeah, recently. It's
I haven't
like
heard anything about it since E3, and I feel bad because I love it.
Neither have I, actually.
Yeah, I think they just like kind of had the trailer at E3, which was just a little while ago, and they just recently released the game on on like iOS for free, I think.
Really?
Yeah, which is what threw me off, because I'm like, it keeps saying free, but
You don't trust it.
is it free? The first game wasn't free.
Yeah, because isn't this the one that's all like 3D and stuff? Or at least there's an aspect to it that's 3D?
Yes.
Yeah, it's kind of the same, but there's like more stuff. And it's the
Time traveling.
Yeah, the style is a little bit different, like more
Okay.
detailed-y. But yeah, I had a lot of fun playing like the first game.
Oh my
Person
God,
I live
yes.
with constantly plays Plants vs Zombies. Like, hey, I just beat it on this iPad. I will now play it on the DS, sort of thing.
Oh.
And then one time we were like in at Walmart, and she saw it for like the Xbox or something with like a little thing. Maybe it was the DS again before she got one for the DS, and it came with like a stylus or something. And she was like, "Oh, please get me this." And we're like, "No, you played that. You can play it on the other game, on the other system." But she's like, "I wanna play it again." It'll be different.
It is such good like replay value because like
It does.
it's really randomized in like when like where the horde is coming and stuff like that. Like it comes down like one line sort of it doesn't come from like everywhere. It's just like one direction.
Mhm.
But like the lanes that they come down, it's really neat. Like if you haven't played it, go play it.
Yeah, I've never played Plants vs. Zombies, but it's basically like a kind of tower defense type thing, isn't it?
Kinda,
Where you're
yeah.
defending an area. Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
defending your house with plants from
Oh,
zombies.
right. Yeah. I
So
just got
they-
the image in my head.
Yeah, so instead of them, like, in most of those tower defense kind of games where they kind of, like, have to go down a really long, windy kind of road and they
Yeah,
come
it's
from
just
different
a straight
directions. It's just
thing.
a straight line.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And sometimes you have a pool because it's your backyard or
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like one of the funnest games. Like I had it on my computer for free one time and I like went into it and I kept playing it and it was like really addictive the first time I found it.
Didn't you
And then,
you
like-
gave it to me, right?
No, it was like when it was first like
Oh yeah. And then your
it was
brother
like my
ripped it
mom's
or something.
laptop or something. No, I think we just got it. And
Okay.
it had like a game station where you had to pay tokens that you had for free for a while to play the games. So I kept going in to play Plants vs. Zombies, and then my mom went to go play it because she was like, "Oh, that looks like fun," and I like took all the tokens.
You horrible child.
And I'm like, "I'm sorry, I didn't know." It just kept letting me play. I thought like I couldn't run out or something. But yeah.
Okay. So, GTA 5?
5.
5. I hate Roman numerals. I was like, is that 4? Or...
Now, none of us have played any Grand Theft Auto games,
False.
right?
False? Kelsey's played
You
Grand Theft
have?
Auto?
Yes, I have.
What?
I
I've watched-
have, but it was like a long time ago. And most of what I did was just like
Drive around.
random stuff around the town. I didn't like actually accomplish anything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
most of what I did was I'd like run over people a lot.
Yeah, I would do that too.
Yeah, like I was basically backseat driver for my friend, and I was like in charge of the map and be like, "Yo, take a right, like next turn, like next stop or whatever," and he would
You
be
should-
like,
You're the
Next
GPS.
Say in a GPS voice.
"Well, that was a long time ago. That was
right.
during Vice City, and
Okay.
Vice City was the third, I think. I can't remember because I don't think they go. No, I think it might have been a spin-off game, but anyway, it was Vice City or whatever, and I'd always watch my friend play it.
Just be like, take a right up ahead, then take a left to get to the drug location.
And his favorite thing about it was like picking up hookers and then beating the shit out of them and taking their money. And I'm like, that is a
That's so
horrible
mean.
thing to do.
My favorite thing to do is beat up hookers after, doing them. We have money.
Well, I can
Yeah.
tell that he'll have grown up to be a nice gentleman. With,
Yeah.
I don't know. always
I ran
feel
over
like-
everyone equally.
Yeah,
I believe
always
in
feel like-
equal opportunities, so.
Yes.
GTA and games like that just give you like free range to just like F around and
Free
like
range?
not
Basically.
care about anything. Because it's like one of the only games where I don't feel bad for making horrible decisions that affect people.
I think it's because also the fact that it's like, it's just because it's like a city setting and you're like, I really don't care. I just want to run people over and blow stuff up.
Yeah, I seriously just loved stealing cars.
Yeah.
Because my friend would always
Like,
put
get
in
out my
cheats.
car, and then they'd like run down the street after me, and then like try to
Yes.
take me out of the car.
Yeah, my friend loved putting in cheats to get like all of the big vehicles, like planes and all that, and he would just like run them into buildings, and I'm like, well, I don't know why you're even playing this anymore, because that's all he would do. And I'm like, you're crazy. I'm surprised you haven't killed anyone yet in real life.
I would probably have fun, like, crashing stuff and things, but I don't like, I wouldn't enjoy running people over, and I wouldn't be able to, like, beat people up, if that's a
Mhm.
thing that you do.
I don't think
That
I'd be
is
able to do that now, but I would still enjoy stealing cars.
Yes, I think the car stealing aspect was like my favorite thing because
Yeah.
like if my friend had to go and do something quickly, like do the dishes or something, he'd be like, "Okay, get me this car," and I'd be like, "Okay, I don't
I'd
know what
have
I'm
fun
doing."
throwing people out of cars, because that
Yeah,
looks like a fun
that's okay.
thing.
It doesn't kill them.
Yeah.
They just get angry.
So, Lindsay,
Yeah.
You've been playing a thing.
what the
This
heck?
game,
Bad
it's so
decision.
good, but it pisses me off. Okay, anyway, so I started playing Dragon Age like yesterday. It's a good game. Boring. Reminds me of Oblivion.
It's a good game.
boring.
It's boring.
Like no, like I made a
It
post
sounded
on
like you were about to list off good qualities of the game, and then you said it's boring.
Boring's a good quality. What do you mean?
It's boring.
well no, like if you've played Oblivion or like basically any Elder Scrolls game, it's that kind of graphic feel where it's dark as fucking shit. And I don't like those. I don't like that in games where it's like really, really like everything's dark and like too much browns and
This
all
game
that.
is dark. How dark? Dark as balls.
Dragon Balls.
Did you at least make a nice character?
Yeah.
Sort of. Their like character customization is very limited. Like I think there was like maybe like this is how the hairstyle went. It was like bald, shaved bald, a little bit more hair, and then it was like shoulder hair and like shoulder length hair, and then like super super long hair. And I'm like, no, I want the happy medium, shortish, longish hair, not friggin'. I hate
I want
it.
the happy medium
How?
bald.
How long would you say that you spent on character creation?
I want to say a good, like a solid 2 hours on it because I was not happy with the customization.
What?
Well, no,
That's
it's not
something I might do if there's a lot of character.
I was trying to get it. I was trying to get it the way I wanted to, and then I kept switching back and like resetting it because it didn't turn out the way I wanted it to. And like no, it's not like with I'm gonna use Guild Wars 2 as an example. It's not weird like that. I'm like, okay, yeah, 5 minutes is good. I've got this because like it's nice looking, whereas like in Dragon Age, it's kind of ish. Because like I've been like debating. I'm like, do I even want to continue playing this? Because first of all, the characters are bland. Like you have, I explained this to like Michelle. There's like one-liner guy. That's all he's good for is one-liners, and I'm like, I like you, but at the same time, I hate you. I wish you don't die, but at the same time, I do. And then there's like everyone's favorite. I cannot pronounce her name. It's like Morgana. No, it's Morgan. I think she's like she hates everything. She's basically how I feel about this game. No, like I'm being serious. Like I literally, the only thing that I possibly like about this game is the monsters, maybe because they're not like they're really creepy looking, and I like it. They've got like all these sharp teeth and it looks gross.
And so, what is the game?
The game is basically you pick from like 3 races: human, elf, and dwarf. And you basically it's you have to save the world. And like depending on what's like race you pick, I picked human because elves looked weird as hell, and I quite frankly didn't want to be a dwarf. Shocking, I know.
What? But you are a dwarf.
I know.
I can't believe you. Betrayal.
But anyway,
I
like,
don't think I can trust you anymore, Lindsay.
It's really dumb because like you have 3 classes to choose from. You have warrior, magi, and then rogue.
Mm-hmm.
If you pick for human, if you pick warrior or rogue, you're automatically nobility. Like you're noble and all that shit. And like the story for that is like really boring. It's like, oh, the castle was taken over where you live and everyone's dead. You're the last of your family. I'm like, wow. I'm just gonna clap a bit. And then like you get recruited into the Grey Wardens, as what happened in like everything. And the Grey Wardens are basically like, oh, we're badass because we can take on like the dark whatever the shit it's called. I don't like it's called like Darkspawn or something.
No, it's called Dark Whip.
Dark
Shit it is.
But like yeah, like you get taken in by the Grey Wardens, you become a Grey Warden, and then basically it's, oh, let's go recruit a whole bunch of people to save the world.
Yeah.
And what's the gameplay style? Is it just like Skyrim? Or is it like...
No, it's not. It's very, strategy based. Like, you can pause, like, in the middle of combat.
Oh,
and,
right,
like,
yeah. I remember you explaining this to me.
Yeah, like, just for everyone else, it's like, you have, like, your 4 characters, which I always used was my character, one-liner, girl who hates hates everything.
Who ate everything.
And then my goddamn dog, because I hated literally everyone else. Yeah, and then, like, you basically, it's kind of like turn-based in a sense of you pick one thing for the person to do, and then they do it, and then, like, you could pause again and, like, figure out more of what you want them to do. And, like, you can move freely among, like, the battlefield, but it's, like, it's not very nice. I, quite frankly, don't like it because it's very slow-paced, and that's why I'm thinking I might put the first game on hold and go to the second game, because apparently in the second game it's a lot more fast-paced combat, which is what I like.
Ah.
Because that's literally the only thing other than the characters and the story. I literally don't like this game.
And you were so excited, and you took like how long?
It was the whole friggin' customization thing, I think.
Yeah.
And then like I'm pretty sure I saw most like, because I follow someone on Tumblr who posts like a lot of edits of Dragon Age 2, which probably was making me think, oh man, I should play the first one because it'll be awesome, and then I'll play the second one, and then there's the third one coming up, and then it's like, oh, I hate the fucking first one.
Yeah, that's always a sucky thing when
It's like
you
what
see
happened
something.
with Assassin's Creed and me. First game, I hated it. I didn't even finish it because I just couldn't muster it. And then the second game, I'm like, I love you.
Well, you did play the second game before you played the first one, so you were used to better controls.
No, I played the first one for a bit and then I gave up on it.
Did you?
Yeah.
I thought it was that way.
No, it was probably the way that I was like, oh yeah, I'm on the second one now. Or I'm playing the second one. Because I was like, I hate the first one. It's so stupid. Because I got to the part wherever you have to chase the guy across the water and you have to make sure you don't fall in. Because you can't.
Oh, that's always fun.
Yeah, I gave up at that point. I was like, you know what? I'm going to walk away now. And I might just do that with Dragon Age. First at least. Because the only downfall is that, like, I have to buy Dragon Age 2 on Origin, which is EA's, like, or BioWare, whatever, whoever owns that fucking thing. It's their client, kind of like how Valve has Steam.
Yeah.
Well, it's only $20, like, I don't care. Like, $20 per game, that's decent. It'd be better if it was 5, but whatever.
Okay, so I know that I have a story. Did anybody else have a story?
So, last week I went to that museum, right, with Brooke?
Yeah.
And so, first of all, we went to the first, like, exhibit or whatever, right? Which is cool, it was cool, and then we got to the end and we were like, wait a second, how do we get out? Because all of the exit signs went to emergency exits, and we even went and checked a map, and we were like, oh frig, this is a fire map.
What?
So, like, it was only for emergency exits, and we were like, how do we get out of here? There is no exit. And we overheard some people talking, and we were like, oh my god, man, they're lost too. So we were debating going up to a security person and being like, hey, so do you know how to get out of here? But he looked really intimidating. So instead we went and stood next to some dinosaurs and stuff. And we were like, maybe if we get stuck in here, we can just go sleep under the dinosaurs.
Oh my god.
We can live in here. And yeah, but that wasn't going to work out, right? So then we followed some people. and it turns out you go out the same way that you go in.
That would make sense.
I told my brother that, and he was like, you should have, I mean, your final conclusion should have just been, hey, we need to start a fire.
Become
Of course, your brother.
Get into the dinosaur museum a little bit more, but inaccurately.
And then, like, while we were, like, walking around or whatever, we were like, well, there are some dinosaurs here. Let's take some pictures with them. And we went up to one of the triceratops, and we stuck our fingers in its nose because we wanted to see if it was deep enough that our fingers would end up touching. But apparently that's not how it worked. And this guy came up behind us, and he was like, be careful, it's ticklish.
What?
So
Oh my god.
he caught us with our fingers in a dinosaur.
I'm wondering if that's the same guy that had talked to us when, like, not me and you, but me and, like, some other people when we were at the same part of the museum.
Was it an employee or?
No, it was a guy that was just going to.
Oh, never mind.
Okay.
Because when we were there, it was, like, later at night, and it was, there wasn't a lot of people, so the security guy was, like, there fooling around with us.
Oh.
Just kind of funny.
Yeah, no, there were a lot of people whenever we went, and actually there was a wedding going on there that day, and everywhere Brooke and I went, we would, like, run into the bride and the wedding party and stuff, and I'm pretty sure we photobombed a few of their pictures.
They'll be like showing their
these
grandkids the pictures, and then one of the children will be like, "Hey, Grandma, who's that? They appear in a lot of the pictures," and she'll look back and she'll be like, like, who is this?
Don't mention that.
Maybe it's my
That's
guardian
just what
angels.
they did.
Like, we, once we were done with the exhibits, there were stairs, and they, like, interwove, but they would go to the same floors, right, but exit on a different side. So we decided that we were going to each start at a different a different side, run down a set, tag team, and, like,
Yeah.
hit each other's hands, and then keep running down, and we did that, and then we decided, hey, we should leave. So, we went down some of the stairs, and then we ran into the bride, and I was like, oh my god. So we backed up quickly and ran across to the other side.
You think, like this was in the museum, of course, right? That they were taking their wedding photos.
Yeah.
You'd think that they would have people, like, section it off, be like, oh no, don't come in here, someone's taking their wedding photos in here, but they never seem to do
no,
that.
because they were everywhere. They were outside, they were on the stairs.
Okay.
They
Because
were
I was
just
gonna say,
walking around.
I hate when people do that, though. I've run into the same situation as you so many times when I go places. I'm like, Jesus Christ, why can't you say, oh, by the way, there's a wedding going on here, yo, don't come in here.
Yeah. And then, like, we went to one of the final exhibits, and it was, like, this water thing, and there were, like, a few games and stuff at the end, so we went and we sat down at one, and we were like, hey, this is 2-player, we can both do it. It was, like, a quiz about water and stuff, and we got the first 3 questions right, and like, man, we are geniuses, and then we got the last 4 wrong. So we went through it again, and we got a perfect score, and we were like, yeah, that was the first try, obviously.
First try, obviously.
MLG.
Yeah, and then, like, once there was also a little kid's kitchen, and I'm pretty sure you guys probably saw the pictures that we went over to this little cubby thing.
Oh, yeah.
It was for children, but we just took pictures in it, and then this kid came up to us, and he was talking, and he was looking for his friends, and then he saw us, and he was like, oh, and he ran away. And then once we left, we went outside, and there was this pigeon, and it was walking near us. and it got scared and it ran up and jumped up onto a ledge, and I turned around and it jumped off really quickly and stuff, and I was like, man, that pigeon's doing parkour. Like, that's legitimately what it looked like it was doing. It was hopping all over the place. It was hilarious.
Oh, that is adorable.
Oh my god.
It's
I
like the best
remember
picture in the world.
that story that author that came to
Oh, about the pigeon.
about the pigeon. Okay, he was like walking down the sidewalk, and there was like these people in front of him, and there was a pigeon in front of those people. And instead of like, because pigeons move when you get too close or whatever, this pigeon just stayed there until like the last possible second, and then came up, like flew up and like hit the girl in the face with its wing. And all he could hear her say was, "I just got bitch slapped by a pigeon."
Didn't he like end up writing that line down or whatever?
Because he was saying how he like carries around like a little notebook in case like something funny happens or whatever. And he's like, so I wrote that down. I'm like, I would do the same. And now that story stays with me forever.
Want to know what happened to me today? Well, it didn't really happen to me, but
Talk to your mom.
well, it didn't even happen to my mom.
It just happened?
Guess whose workplace had a bit of a fire thing happen? My mom and I, we went out to, I had to go to the school to get student pass and stuff, and we drove by my place of work. Outside, we saw that there was, like, vans, and it looked like kind of maintenance things, so my mom was like, oh, it looks like they're doing something at the restaurant, and I was like, yeah. And then I looked out front, and there was, like, no cars in the parking lot, and it looked like there was a note on the door. I was like, I think that they're closed. I don't know what's happening. And there is employees standing outside talking to people. So we went and did a thing, and then my mom wanted to go over and talk to them because she wanted to know what was happening. And there was, I guess, a gas leak type thing that happened. God. So there was a little bit of a fire, and now, because of how it happened, they have to clean the entire restaurant and get okayed by, like, the health department and stuff to reopen. So now, instead of people going into work to, do their jobs, they're going into work to clean.
So I guess that's what you're going to be doing?
Probably. I don't know when they're going to reopen. So.
Yeah.
Actually, that reminds me that a few nights ago, before I actually got back here, my brother said that at 3 a.m., he texted me at 3 a.m. saying that the fire alarm went off here, and he had to stand outside, and he had been standing outside for like 10 minutes, and it was 3 a.m., and he had work the next day. And, I picked up my phone, and I was like, well, I mean, that means he's fine. So I texted him saying, I'm going to sleep. In the morning, my mom was like, why didn't you tell me there was a fire? And I was like, well, I mean, he was fine. But there wasn't actually a fire. There was just a lot of smoke because someone apparently fell asleep with a toaster oven on.
Oh,
wow.
And so my brother said that he found the toaster oven, like, all smashed up in the stairwell.
Wait, so the person woke up, they saw that smoke was coming out of their toaster oven. The first thing they think of, grab the toaster oven, throw it into the hall, grab something to hit it with, and, hit it.
I think he found it the next day.
Okay.
Like, in the morning, he was walking down the stairs, and he was like, oh, the culprit. Yeah.
Yeah. Michelle, places like that your mom works at or used to work at seem to go up in flames recently.
That's kind of weird.
I'm sensing a theme here.
No theme.
Is by any chance your mom part of the Fire Nation?
Well, I mean,
That would mean that you are part of the Fire Nation, Michelle.
you know what they say.
When there's smoke,
There's
your mom. No.
I hate how forced that felt.
I was like trying to think
I
of
love how-
something.
Everything was good until your mom worked there.
Yeah.
And
My
then
mom is a really cool person, so, you know,
she is.
she
I
leaves her
actually
mark
wasn't
on
trying
place.
to imply that your mom burns places down at all. Saying how it was like a coincidence
Yeah.
that in the summer both places managed to catch fire.
Oh.
You just see her come home with like a whole like stuff with like that would cause fires, and she'd just look at you and be
A
like,
bag of matches.
Just like covered in smoke and stuff. Mom,
You
what'd
saw
go out to do?
nothing.
I picked up some gum.
You're holding a bunch of matches and like lighter fluid and stuff.
We're gonna have
Gum.
barbecue tomorrow.
But actually, you guys talking it reminds me of a short story called Barn Burning. You should read it later because you just should.
Okay.
Alrighty.
So
Maybe you'll just understand why it's reminded me of the thing. Because
"You can do that then."
yeah.
So yeah, this has been the Boondoggle podcast. We kind of have a little bit of an announcement thingy. Since school is starting back up again, we're not gonna have as much free time as we have right now. So we're going to be switching to bi-weekly updates, meaning that we will not see you next week, but the week after that. And it will continue in that fashion.
Oh my god, we can talk about our first kind of week back.
Oh my god! Yeah, that'll be fun. So
No, but this like changing over to a bi-weekly podcast basically turned out really well because I'm leaving on Sunday to go back to school permanently for the rest of the year.
Mhm.
So I won't be tired for that podcast because it won't happen.
Yeah, and I'm leaving on Sunday to go camping.
we're all kind of busy that week, so it works out perfectly.
Everything works out for a reason.
Hooray!
If
Watch
you just believe.
No, it's like
You can
now watch
achieve.
this recording corrupt somehow. Because something has to go wrong for
Probably.
every podcast.
Quickly, we have to finish. As always, you can leave us a comment on YouTube or Tumblr or Twitter. And we will see you not next week, but the week after. And we love you and stuff. Neighborinos.
Idly ho, Neighborinos. Idly lullaby.
I made mistakes today, and I apologize / not apologize.
Goodbye, everyone, and hope you have fun at school or work or whatever you do
Yes.
with your lives.
Have fun times at school. Don't stress over it. Have fun times at work. Get money. It's all good.
So
You get
long,
paid.
farewell, love you,